So why don't we just go ahead and dig in? We will start with the Thanksgiving games. Chicago, first game on our list here. Chicago, according to Bovada, is +1 at Detroit. And, this is a game that I think both teams are probably having the seasons that are a little bit more disappointing. Detroit's had a ton of injuries. I think the league has caught up to Mitchell Trubisky's tendencies. I just don't see, Mitch Trubisky as just watching the eye test. He just doesn't pass the eye test anymore. There's talk about the Chicago offense being predictable and all that stuff. The bottom line is, we've seen that this scheme can scheme open wide receivers open, and Trubisky is not hitting them with regularity like, some of the better quarterbacks in the league are. But hey, you can't all be a top 10 quarterback, right? That's why there's 32 teams. He's in the bottom third. It is what it is. In terms of this game, Thanksgiving, I think that Chicago wins this. Now, Chicago getting a point to me is on the ridiculous side, bordering on disrespectful. I think Chicago is by far the better team here. Yes, I know they're on the road, but they're playing Jeff Driskel at quarterback. This defense is still strong. Trubisky, is he better than Driskel? I don't know. Honestly, I would probably put them about equal from what I've seen in the very limited sample size of Driskel at this point. I know Chicago fans are probably beside themselves with me saying that, but that's just how I feel. I'm not really trying to, make this personal or anything, but, again, I'm trying to make money here. But, if I'm looking at this team across the board, I do think that Chicago is the stronger team, mainly because of this defense. It's a short week. Thursday games are always weird. Detroit is always going to have a little bit of extra juice at home on Thanksgiving because, it's kind of their day. But I think Chicago's the better team, and I'm getting a point. I will take Chicago to win this game. I have them winning 20-16, so I think it'll be relatively low scoring, but I do see Chicago coming out up ahead. So Chicago, in terms of the spread here, I have Trubisky as a sit. I have David Montgomery as a sit. I have Tarik Cohen as a I apologize. David Montgomery as a start. I apologize there. And possibly getting in the end zone. I don't know what I was thinking there. Tarik Cohen I have as a start, and Allen Robinson I have as a start. Now, Taylor Gabriel is somebody you might be able to pick up off of waivers and start. I don't love him. I think he can find better value even on the waiver wire if you're desperate at wide receiver in the flex. But Taylor Gabriel is probably the only other bear I would consider starting. For Detroit, we've seen a couple weeks in a row now. Now, Driskel, I think, is too risky. Maybe you play him in some daily fantasy. I know, you're going to have a lot of daily fantasy Thursday leagues. That's cool. But, I wouldn't start him in my fantasy league. I'm looking at, you have Bo Scarbrough. You have, like, JD McKissic. You have all these different guys. Scarbrough, he's gotten volume the last 2 games, so I think that's nice, but, nothing I'm going to really write home about. I think you start Golladay. I think you start Jones this week in spite of the tough defensive matchup. And I didn't love that Logan Thomas got the touchdown at the tight end last week, but, Hawkinson I think is a little bit too risky of a play. Again, maybe if you're playing in a Thursday-only daily fantasy league, you can start him, but I probably wouldn't look for him anyway. There's better tight ends in the 3 games that we have on Thanksgiving Day.